লিংক দিয়ে দিব
দাও তো
স্টিমে দিব না কই দিব
দাও স্টিমে দাও
তুমি কি গেমে আছো
বাইরে
দাও দেখো ম্যান ও ইয়া বাট স্টিমে দিব না কই দিব
দাও স্টিমে দাও
দাঁড়াও এই তুমি কি গেমে আছো
বাইরে
দাও দেখো ম্যান ও ইয়া বাট ফুল এইচডি ফাক
দাও স্টিমে দাও এই একে রেডলাইন কিভাবে করতেছে
আমি একটা গিভওয়ে দিয়ে দিই মানে ফেক গিভওয়ে
আচ্ছা না এটা
দিয়া একে অফ আসিমুখ না অফ রেডলাইন গিভ ওয়ে আমার প্রোফাইলটা দিয়ে দেই বিজনেস বুঝছো ম্যান বিজনেস তোমার লগ ইন করা নাই নাইস
লগ ইন করা নেই মানে
লিঙ্কটা কই পাই আমার প্রোফাইলের এখন রান আমার প্রোফাইলের লিঙ্কটা একটু দিতে পারবা রান কি বলে এই লতিফ
হ্যাঁ বলো
একটু দাও না আমার প্রোফাইলের লিঙ্ক হ্যাঁ কয়টা ভিউয়ার ও ফর ওয়াচিং হ্যাঁ হ্যাঁ লিঙ্কটা দাও স্ট্রিমটা পজ দিই 1 মিনিট দাঁড়াও ব্রডকাস্ট দেখো তো কেমন আছে এইচডি নাকি ম্যান
দাও কিছু ওয়েট
আর ভিউয়ার কয়টা একটু দেখো
ভিউয়ার তিনটা
ও ম্যান আমি মানুষের সহযোগিতা করতেছি দেখায়া হাউ ডু ইউ ফিল বিচ
এইচডি আছে মোটামুটি
মোটামুটি গস
মোটামুটি ম্যান
ঠিক আছে শুরু হয় না কেন পানি টানি খেয়ে আসি শুরু হোক আজকে সাবস্ক্রাইব হবে ম্যান টাকা কামানো শুরু ইউটিউবে দেখো দেখো এখন দেখো এইচডি কেমন দেখো দেখো
after a fantastic game just now. Space Soldiers do prevail over SK, and then we've still got more action left to come. G2 versus tyloo is of course what I'm on about. I'm Rick Astley's long lost son, and joining me is Hugh Grant's stunt double. How you doing, Hugo?
Good to be here. Took a bit of a break from acting just to cast some Counter-Strike, and
that's
obviously a couple of great games we've had. 2 16-14s in a row, looking to make it a third close match, and I'm sure, actually, well, not sure, but there's a really good chance that it might be.
Yeah, and you know, me and you, we're going to be carrying
a couple of great games
this one. Of course, we're never going to give you up.
Let you down.
Yeah, you know, coming into this G2 v tyloo, I like the way that sounds for a start.
They prove it time and time again. The Asian minor, they stomp their way through, going through to the Cologne qualifiers. Actually coming here, they 2-0'd 4 matches in a row. They didn't drop a map. In that, they beat the other 2 best Chinese teams, both Flash and in that fairly new roster that's been doing okay, kind of underperforming, I guess you could say, and Vici Gaming as well. Obviously, the CyberZen roster. So, I don't think you can argue that tyloo aren't the best in their region. That's safe to say. The addition of Bintet has been great. They've been doing fairly well. But then when, as you say, you move over to the EU region, they start to have a few struggles. They weren't able to make it through the major qualifier. They only got 1 win there. And even then, it was only a 16-14 versus Renegades, I think. So the rest of them, they lost to, Vega, HR, teams they should be competing against. And flip side, I think it was, they should be competing against these kind of teams. So, like, carrying on and now putting them in a situation up against top teams in the world, this is a really hard one for tyloo.
Yeah, actually it wasn't flip side, it was Liquid.
Oh, Liquid.
But yeah, so yeah, I have to agree with you, right? G2 as well are a team that I think have been going from strength to strength. When we saw them first come around, it took them a very long time to kind of have everything gel. But I would say that, they so they are looking fantastic right now. What
Best maps are also the other team's worst maps. So tyloo's best map is Mirage. G2's Instaban is also Mirage. They've never played G2. They've never played Mirage, sorry, G2 this being, in the last 3 months. tyloo don't like cobblestone. So looking at the map comparison, it's quite entertaining to see these 2 teams hate the other team's map. So going into that, we are not going to see Mirage or Cobble, so either of the team's best 2 maps are not going to come in. I think that kind of leaves it around the kind of Cache or Overpass reason. I'm, myself, favouring towards Cache, because this is not only a good map for G2, but it's also tyloo's second best map pick statistically. But that's when you get weird, right? Because you can't really too heavily rely on statistics when it comes to tyloo, because as you said, they just stomp the Asian region and don't have any issue with it.
Yeah, Cache was the one win they did get against Renegades. They beat them on that map 16-14, but that's still very, very close. And I would argue, when we can benchmark these 2 teams, Renegades are definitely kind of below G2. I haven't offended anyone saying that. That's fairly.
Harry, I
know, right?
Those assumptions.
But so yeah, so you're saying that you're probably going to be leading the way at G2.
Yeah, I think most people would be in this one.
Yeah, well, to kind of get a view of everyone else's opinions, only one way to do that, and that is, of course, the bet way. I wonder if we do have those odds ready to see. At least I hope we do. If not, segued into a really nice point, used quite a nice, throw transition to get there, and haven't been rewarded for it. So, no, it looks like we're not ready. That's fine. That's fine. It's all good. Oh, there we go. Thank you.
We got him.
So
I think those are pretty accurate.
Yeah.
The thing is, when you have like a massive underdog matchup, G2's at least statistics are always going, not statistics, sorry, but betting odds are always going to be low because there's such a huge chance that they're going to be able to close out this match. That being said, it's giving a lot of leeway to tyloo to actually take this one, considering
tyloo. That's what they say when they celebrate.
Exactly. Seeing as we're probably going to be ending up on Cache going into this one. Upset potential always on the cards. That's something you got to take into account. tyloo are a team that time and time again have upset top EU teams. We look back to last year when they kind of started first making their performances in DreamHack.
Did you do odd?
Betting odds.
Hugo, we can reminisce. We've got the vetoes, and yeah, we can see that G2 then be banning out Mirage, as you would
As I
expect.
said.
The nuke bang going to come in from tyloo, which is one, you know, that is kind of their instant veto. It's a map that they don't elect to play, so I'd say that makes perfect sense. Then comes the cobble bans.
Yeah.
There we go. We get those two out the way nice and early on. Curious to see what G2 go ahead and get rid of. It's going to be Overpass.
That surprises me, because that's actually quite a good map for G2, at least recently. But I didn't think it'd be the final map. I think we're still leaning towards Cash, and it's looking like that's going to be the way. Inferno and Cash left, and there we go. We're in.
Can you say 100% in his map predictions thus far?
Yeah, both
Move
maps
over,
correct.
Thorin. It's all good. This man's coming for you.
Yeah.
On the analyst desk.
Look at me. I'm insane. I even called Space Soldiers to beat SK. I said to you before the pistol round, I said,
Yeah,
you know what
yeah,
happens?
you
SK
did.
always get overconfident. They always lose to
Oh,
underdogs.
they've done.
Happens every time.
Yeah, no, that's very
How
true.
come you don't like
Hugo,
that?
so far your knowledge astounds me.
I know.
Yes.
Why are you
I'm
even
gonna quit
casting?
I'm going to quit while I'm ahead, because I know everything's
Just stop
downhill
making
from here.
predictions. Yeah, no, that's good. I think, yeah, that's the best way to succeed in life, right? If you're doing good, just don't even try and extend that. Just give up. And yeah, I mean, hopefully that's not true for any of these teams that are competing now. Hopefully they do continue on to do great things. But yeah, so G2, they're probably my favourites to win this one. When you look at the map being Cash, how would you say that's going to fare for these two teams?
I mean, this is a classic French map, isn't it? We look back at the kind of old envious style, you know, major winners back in Romania last year, and this is a map they always love to play. We constantly see those second round force buys, the Tech 9 fast plays on A. It was kind of Envy who always loved to use that, you know, smoke setup. Second round they lose pistol on T side, and they go for that smoke setup with Tech 9s and just burst that A site, and they always seem to pick it up, just running into the site with Tech 9s. This is a map that the old Envy, who just now, you know, parts of G2, but just the French team in general love this map. So going into this one, obviously that's going to be extremely helpful for G2's morale. It's one of their best maps as well as this roster. They've only lost, I think, 2 games on it in the last 3 months. So very dangerous, but again, you can never rule out tyloo, Harry. That's the thing we've always got to be sure. We've just had an upset win. We've just had Space Soldiers take down what some would say are the best team or second best team in the world right now. Upsets are always on the cards.
Yeah, and you know, you spoke about morale there and how that affects things. And you know, there's one man whose handsome face, amazing facial hair, etc., can carry any team through the lowest of lows, the hardest of hardships, and that is, of course, MBK. Let's take a look at him in this video.
My brother, my dad, even my sister was playing some of it. My family was often playing together with the whole community. Back in the days, yeah, naturally got into Counter-Strike. In general, I've always been a very quiet and calm and kind of reserved person. Like, I'm not openly sharing what I think or what I feel about something. Becoming a pro gamer has been a pretty smooth thing. It just became from a hobby that was something that we were very passionate about, and we're just practicing like monsters because we just have passion for the game, for competition. But aside from that, I didn't wake up one day to just think, all right, tomorrow I'm going to be a pro. That's it. One of the big things with G2 as well is that we didn't start like all the other French team by winning a tournament right after creating the roster. So you have to understand how to come back and never losing the right mentality and always trying to work your way back to the top. And then we started grinding as a team to become better together. That's why this roster has something different that the other teams didn't have before. You need sacrifices if you want to reach the top, that's for sure. Nothing is ever given to you. So work will be what brings you at the top when talent is fading on a day or another. Talent is a part of it, but talent is not everything. And so if you want to be the absolute best, you need to have something special in your blood that is hard to explain, that is just here. Kenny has been a prime example lately where he won maps by just going crazy with his up, winning crazy clutches.
Config, I think actually his own gun blocked. Kenny's here! Where he was, what a snap!
This is why he's considered one of the world's very best AWP players, so confident.
Pulls him on, and he's got it on the all round as Kenny pulls this off time and time again.
And the same goes with Shocks in a bit of a different way, where Kenny is completely blunt and goes over the opponent's face. Shocks has a more sneaky approach into the game. It is because of dedication and always trying to make things right and truly accepting that no matter what I need to do for the team, I will do it as good as I can and trying to make it at the highest level possible. Always being professional, respectful, giving my best at every game and being passionate and making the right decisions. I try to always give something back to the people that are taking time in their lives to follow us, write us nice messages, come to events, ask for signatures. Giving back, I think, is one of the most important things that you have to do with the community. The range of emotions that happen in a Counter-Strike game, I think, is what bring happiness to the people that are watching it. The intensity of the rounds and the fact that in Counter-Strike nothing is ever over.
Trigger, make it an ace for the knife. Is that possible? He's got a deal up. It is possible. It certainly is possible. He gets all 5 with the knife included for MBK. From 1 and 8 to something absolutely great. They pulled this back.
The super team they caught when they first started, but here they are winning ESL Pro League.
This time there is no way we're not making it to the playoffs. We're too motivated. ESL 1 alone is too meaningful for us to just crash down in groups and not making it onto that stage where hopefully there's going to be a whole French crowd that is going to cheer for us and support us. We cannot disappoint the French community once again, and so now we're coming in for the win.
Something's gonna bring the change, calling us to fly away.
Emotional, heartfelt, genuine, dare I say motivational. A little bit beautiful as well. That was MBK, a fantastic gentleman. And you know, just a kind of a master of communicating emotions across. But speaking of communicating, Hugo, me and you spoke about this a little bit, and you have a particular, problem with tyloo when it comes to their communication.
I don't think it's even my problem. I think it's their problem.
I think it is as well.
User disconnected from your channel.
Yeah, Bintet, right? So for those who aren't aware, Bintet's the Indonesian player who recently got picked up by tyloo. I'd say fairly recently. And the issue is he's Indonesian and they're Chinese. So there's obviously going to be some kind of language barrier.
Yeah.
I've heard his English is okay, and some players on tyloo speak bits of English, I've heard, but he's not fluent in Chinese and they're not fluent in English or Indonesian or anything. So there's always going to be communication issues. So I've heard there's a few issues in that sense that, he's trying to speak in English to them, they're trying to call in Chinese while also feed him information in English. And while he's an amazing player individually and he's getting so much work done, when you watch tyloo, you can see it in their play that he is sometimes not getting the right information.
Yeah. So what you're basically saying is then effectively is he also something in English, the guys on the team who then understand the most in English try to translate across into the...
Yeah.
And you actually end up with real-life Chinese whispers in the sense that that is actually what's happening.
Yeah.
And, that they try and pass it along. And, that can lead... I mean, that's why when we see a lot of these players come through from tyloo and everyone says, oh, they play with such a weird style. That's a phrase I don't really like. I don't think it, really... like they do, but it's quite like a generic thing to say, right? It doesn't really have a lot of substance behind it. But I feel like a lot of the fact that, we do see them go for these weird plays could be down to exactly what you're saying, right?
Yeah, the classic...
Maybe that's not intentional, as I think a lot of the time maybe it isn't, because you kind of sit there and you're like, why would they ever make this decision?
See, the classic joke is, the reason tyloo has so much success in taking maps off EU teams is that how can you predict what they're going to do if they don't know what they're going to do? That's the thing, because it is obviously plaguing them.
Bintet definitely doesn't know what they're going to do.
Exactly, right?
I'll go here, guys. Good luck.
Yeah.
Have fun.
Yeah.
But
I think the addition of Peacemaker as well is something that will hopefully kind of improve their English to some extent, because obviously that's what he's communicating in. Unless they suddenly speak Portuguese, I don't really know why they would, but but
This would be such an amazing team,
you
right?
know, we've got some
So it's
incredible
like
talent.
we have one guy who speaks Portuguese, one who speaks English, and then together they have to translate mid-game and just pass it round.
See,
That would be fantastic.
Doing this in such a, like a high-pressure game and so fast-paced, it's so difficult to communicate, even in your native language, and trying to get all the points across and saying it, especially for the caller, trying to get across what you want to do. It's really hard. And obviously we've got a bit of a mixed calling style right now. For the team, Captain Mo is calling, but Bintet is actually helping out. Now that's good, obviously he's helping out, but it's also bad because, again, we go back to these communication issues. So if the one man that is having the most communication issues is trying to help out on calling, it can create some confusing situations, but hopefully they can get over that. Again, individually we see, you know, just insane skill on some of these players, so that's always nice to see. Hopefully they can use that insane skill to make the scoreline closer, maybe even take the win. But again, I'm still sitting on the side of G2 for this one.
Yeah, and that's something I was going to say. Right, we've seen that. You know, we've seen the odds from Betway. We've seen that G2 are the more favoured team in this. You know, with bettors and, you know, between you and I alike. I feel like that's going to be kind of the general consensus. But you can't count out tyloo, right? If anything, it's quite a good game to bet on if you are going to go in and, you know, be like, because they are definitely a team that could.
They've done it before,
right?
time and time again. They've done it, so there's no reason to not at least consider it as a possible option.
Yeah, but at the same time, I feel like G2, they're a team that now are starting to do really well, right? We've seen them do some fantastic stuff. But because they've had this shaky start, I feel like they're one of the teams who are going to make sure that they don't fall prey to, you know, the kind of one-hit wonder that is tyloo, where they can take that map off of someone. As we saw with SK versus Space, I can't imagine SK headed into that necessarily preparing as much as they usually would, right? That's something that people usually say about SK, is that they are a team that don't necessarily underestimate or, you know, like disrespect their opponents. It's just the fact that they are, you know, arguably the best team in the world. So in their minds, they should be able to beat Space Soldiers hands down.
Yeah.
And, you know, I don't feel like G2 are going to fall prey in the same manner, if I'm honest with you.
And that's one thing that people say about G2. They look at this roster, I think it's been said by multiple top pros in interviews, that they look at this G2 roster and they say, this is, on paper, the best roster in the world, the best combination of players and mix of talent that you can have with, obviously, you know, within regions and language barriers, etc. So looking at that, while G2 have, in theory, one of the best rosters of all time, at least at the moment, they haven't been able to utilize it in the same sense that other teams have. Obviously, they're still fairly new. I don't think we can really argue that they're new anymore, but they haven't played as many events, at least as some of the, you know, phases, Astralis, SK, for example, as this roster. So I think they need more time. So this is a chance for tyloo to exploit, but again, it's not going to be an easy road. We're into the pistol, map 1 of 1. It's cash. tyloo on the T side, bit of utility, G2 with a full armor buy.
Already for tyloo, they've gone and sent 4 players over here towards B, leaving somebody over in mid. Not sure who. Actually, the CH said Luke background to join him, but look at this aggression from MBK. He's got so much information on the back of this. He's cleared out all of this initial push out towards A, and that's allowed this rotate to come in from G2. They've got everyone inside the B-bomb site, and tyloo in danger of walking into the waiting maws of the French beast that is lurking inside this B-bomb site. They're going to go charging on in. Apex in the corner, but find it first. Is going to fall prey to somebody on the entry. Gets himself 2. Shoxy within the site, the man to go down now. It's all on Kenny, tapping away with the USP. Gets himself 3. And it all falls onto somebody. 1v1, bomb dropped out in the open. Kenny has full control of it. Somebody just waiting over in CT. Oh, no. Kenny about to walk into this. Kenny shot in the back, goes for the flick for somebody in with the triple. Clutches that one out to win tyloo the pistol.
That could have been scary there. You could see he was almost about to whiff the shot, but what a great round from somebody. A 3k to pick it up, and tyloo starting off on good footing. It's going to be G2 to try and force things up, or maybe just go for the standard eco that we have been seeing. Yeah, it's actually got to be that. Oh, it's a bit of a mix buy. We got a bit of everything here. Body saving. We've got no. Okay, screw it. Just fully invest. Kenny saving a little bit for the AWP. BK saving a bit of cash as well. Rest of them buying up almost fully here as tyloo got themselves a lot of rifles to play with. Not playing this one at all dangerously, and instead choosing to go for the safer route. HZ deep into mid, trying to look for the entry. It's going to be Shoxy towards Sandbags here, waiting for the timing to peek. He spots him, doesn't go for the shot. He's just playing off information here. Finally will strike, and he takes the kill. G2, the man advantage.
Yeah, the only issue is Shoxy is very much trapped in this position here by Sandbags. Team going to be rotating in to try and help out MBK. The man poised with the deke, spotted out in mid. Multiple players for G2. So might be able to get him burn out. Apex does put us back to a 4-4, going for a little bit more out in mid, doing the damage downrange with the AK. He doesn't land anything just yet. They're going to go ahead and rotate in towards the B-bomb site. 3 players here, leaving 1 on the flank. That is going to be Captain Mo. Body. The 5-7, wreaking some havoc. Not going to go down just yet. Finally finished off by Bintan. Shoxy falls as well.
Damage has been done though. MBK not going to be able to get anything, so it's Kenny S falling from the heavens as MBK rotates back in through. Captain's so tagged up as well. This is a great opportunity for MBK to be able to get himself a quick kill. If he can drop Captain Mo and then move towards the site, it's a doable situation, but the bomb's planted and Bunta has enough health to work with. The rifles outranging the Deagle here as MBK sits in the heaven, spots him. The damage will come through and he will fall down. As expected, tyloo will be closing out that second round, but it gets a little bit too close for comfort. Good work done by G2, but it is still going to be a single eco coming in before they fully commit, and this is where tyloo have to make the decision. Do we want to go for, nadeless AKs, or do we want to do this? And this is what I like to see. They bring in a UMP, a MAC-10 to farm up cash, and a Tech 9, so they don't have to reinvest in a rifle that they may lose.
And Hugo, I'm going to be honest with you, I confess to you I haven't seen the most of tyloo playing. You know, I've been doing stuff a lot of times whenever the games have been on. But right now, I mean, the one player I have heard a lot about and have seen a lot from is Bunta, and he's living up to that on this flank. It's going to be all the G2 running into the waiting arms. Oh, Didi with that UMP. They're going to be mopping up some more. They're just making money right now. It's all going to be on Shoxy. He does manage to get one. Somebody coming in from behind his life expectancy about half a second and finished off. tyloo in with that third. They convert all 3. Make some decent money in that round as well. And now G2 can come in with the buy. Going to be able to get the AWP as well. Up on Keddy. They actually go for the double AWP.
Yeah, we did see MBK eco that second round. He only bought himself a Deagle, so I was expecting something to come in. I just thought he was going for more utility, but no, the AWP comes in. Stack of nades as well, crossing across most of these players on the CT side, and Kenny and Shox both picking those up. This is a team that love to utilize that double AWP play. We have Shoxy,